What's up, survivors? Welcome back to Valhalla or Valheim. It's all the same. Anyways, guys, we're kind of in between. So I am excited to announce that I will be coming back to Valheim with a modded playthrough and a vanilla playthrough. There will be two of them, and this is going to be going on alongside my Conan series I'm doing with my wife. As well as another game as well. So there's lots of stuff in the tube. Now, I did have another game that I wanted to do, but unfortunately, due to some complications with some hardware of mine, I'm not going to get into full detail. I'm very, very ticked off about that, so I won't be able to do a specific game, but that's nor here nor there. But for now, straight to the point. So Valheim's Mistlands came out a couple months ago, and I'm finally starting to get back into the groove of things. And I have been working on getting the mods set up, but I've been playing with them for the past week, doing lots of testing, reading up on all the drama that's happened between Valheim Plus and creature leveling control, which has been funny to read. You guys just need to get over yourselves. Come on, guys. Seriously. Like, the mod community is your guys' primary customers, you know. Stop fighting over who has the biggest coding skills. Who cares? I get it. Figure it out. Work it out. You know, creature leveling control and Valheim Plus are probably the two biggest mods out there for Valheim, and they should be cooperating together because, like, they basically make this game what it should have been at launch. Like, that's just that simple. Minus maybe a few other mods you could throw in there, but those are the two big ones, which, by the way, we are reusing one of those, and that's what this episode is all about. It is an intro episode into my Valheim modded series, as well as a slight opening to the fact that we will be doing a non-modded series as well once the new update for the game launches, which gives the difficulty scaler, which was announced a month ago. Now, if it's already out, as of the recording of this intro episode, it was not out. It was announced a month ago. Okay, so I'm just clarifying that now. But first and foremost, let me just jump into it real quick. So we're going to press our mod manager. And as you can see, it says we have 9 mods, but technically it's 7 because 2 of the mods, like the BepInEx one and the other display BepInEx one, are just display mods, just as because of that, blah, 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 whatever. So we're going to be using the UI mod, the remastered one, because the old one's out of date. Thank you, by the way, to the modder that decided to relaunch this because it is so useful. We're going to be using a updated version of crafting from containers because unfortunately we can't use Valheim Plus's version of it because they are not compatible. Creature leveling and Valheim are not compatible at the moment because of the little war going on between the two mod teams. The equipment and quick slot mod, which is again probably I'd say one of the top 5 best mods to use in this game, because it just adds something that should have been in the game that still has yet to have been added, which is equipment slots as well as hotkey quick slots outside of your inventory. Well, outside of your normal hotbar, but it adds additionals. Then we're going to be using easy planting, which doesn't technically have to be in the game. This is more of a OCD aesthetic mod. It just makes it prettier for planting stuff, makes it a little bit more friendly. Plant everything. Now, this one's debatable. Do we need everything? Probably not. But things like berry bushes and some of those other things that don't respawn, well, they do as long as you don't destroy the bushes. Or, yeah, that kind of situation. Yeah, they should be in the game. And then Soulless Armor. This one just adds like 8 to 10 new types of armor into the game. Some of them are pretty cool. Well, most of them are pretty cool, but they're not game breaking. I played with it a little bit in the past. It's been up. All of these mods are up to date. They've all been up to date. I think the oldest update for one of these is like a month ago, but the rest of these have been updated within the last week or two. So they're all up to date and with the current version of the game as of this recording. So first and foremost, these are all pretty self-explanable. You know, crafting from containers lets you craft from nearby containers up to a certain distance. We have it set to 10 meters, which is default. Good enough for me. Better UI, shows things like yeah, different types of HUD stuff. You can show you know, food, health, secondary stats, you know, other things like that. You can show levels. You can show, you know, the text for respawn or times until things finish. For like fermenters, it'll show like a timer. Cooking station will show a timer. Beehive will show a timer until it's done. Stuff like that. XP notifications, all that kind of fun stuff. That's what this one does. Already talked about that one. Already talked about that one. Okay, yeah. The rest of these are pretty self-expandable. Creature leveling. This part's pretty much for multiplayer. Up here, I have it set to custom. The world gets more difficulty after each kill. Special effects, things like, you know, creature, you know, damage, sense of smell, sight, faster runners, passive healing, things like that. It adds special effects to creatures based off their color, and then it has a little bit of a text in there, description, so you can tell what kind of effects they have when you get close. Creatures level in dungeons I have turned on. It happens every 1,000 minutes. If you're not aware, 30 minutes in the game is basically 30 minutes in real life is 1 day in the game. So respawns in dungeons happen every 1,000 minutes. So yeah, creatures at camps, you know, like Draugr camps, boar camps, those types of camps, other camps out there, they respawn every 430 minutes. Base health is increased by 250% for all creatures. Creatures with stars get an additional 200% towards their health. So you can, you know, let's say for example, Grey Dwarf has 50 health by default. Now it's boosted up 250% more health. So, you know, whatever 250% of 50 is. And then if it has stars, for every star, it gets an additional 200 for every star. On my playthrough, you can get all the way up to 5 stars. Base damage, they are 150 over the default of 50, and for every star they get an additional 50%. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty brutal. It's gonna be hard. The more stuff you kill, the more dangerous the zone gets, the more stuff spawns. The first tier, level 1, level 2, level 3. So a sector resets every 60 minutes. So as long as you don't kill anything for an hour in that area, then it will reset back to level 0. So if you kill 20 creatures in the area, the area goes up to level 1 alert, and you know, you'll start seeing more creatures, and sometimes they might start seeing more stars. If you kill 50 creatures, then it'll go up to alert level 2, and then all the way up to alert level 3 at 100 kills. And as long as you're in the area and you're still killing, more stuff will spawn, more stuff will attack. It just like, so basically, if you're trying to do something, try to avoid killing. Because the more you kill, the tougher things will get and the more things will start spawning. This affects globally, so you can't just hop from one snow biome to the next by doing it in a teleporter and just be like, well, I'm in a different snow biome on a different part of the map. No, it won't matter. I have it set to globally. So if we want the snow biome to calm down, we'll have to leave the snow for a whole hour for it to calm down. Yeah, that's that. Loot, we have it linear, so basically the more stars they have, the more loot they drop. It's set to 50% boost for creatures and for bosses. Crows and seagulls have 2 times more drops to their feathers. Dungeons do respawn with their items. I do have it turned on for the server with this, but it's set to 5,000 minutes. So do the math. 30 minutes is a 1 in-game day, so figure that out. Remember, we are playing in a solo mode, so when I'm not online, everything freezes. Okay? So somebody's probably sitting there going, well, that's only like a week and a half to 2 weeks in real life. If you have an online server, yes. But I'm not playing online, so for me, this could be like 2 months. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Bosses can spawn with special effects like creatures, as well as stars. They can only go up to, they can go all the way up to 5 stars as well. For every star, the boss gets an additional 25% to their health to a maximum of 125, and they get a 10% bonus to their damage to a maximum of 50. Custom leveling chance, this is basically how it works. So when we first join the world, everything will be status level 0. So 1 stars have a 5% chance, 2 stars have a 2% chance, 3, 4, and 5 stars have 0. And you can make this go all the way up to 10 stars, by the way, if you wanted to. Like, we could go all the way up to 10. And then once we beat Ichthyr, we'll be in the Elders, which is level 1. So 10%, 5%, 1% chance, so forth and so on, all the way up until the last world. So once we defeat the final boss, there will be a 30% chance of 1-star creature spawning, which will be very often. There will be a 15% chance of 2 stars, 5% chance of 3 stars, 3% chance of 4 stars, and a 1.5% chance of 4 5-star creatures to spawn. So slight boost from this one. So it goes up by like 0.5 for each one. This is the percentage of chances creatures can spawn with the special effects. So aggressive is a red star, so they're 20% more aggressive, more damage, faster attacks. Creatures with the Curious perk, 10% chance, so basically they have an increased bonus to sight and smell, and they can sense you further away. 5% chance for the quickest effect, which means creatures can run 20% faster, so basically you're not going to get away from them. 5% chance for the regeneration green star perk, which basically means creatures will have, those specific creatures will have regenerational health skills, so if you try to run away and come back, they're probably going to be at full health really quickly. I have the split perk turned off because that's more annoying than it is challenging. Because if you kill a 3-star creature, it splits into 2 2-star creatures, and then when you kill that 2-star creature, it splits into 2 1-star creatures, but then you still have the other 2-star creature, so you got to kill that one, and now he splits into 2 2-star creatures, so now you have 4 2-star creatures, and then when you kill all of them, you end up having 8 0-star creatures. It's annoying. Provides a challenge, but it's annoying. And there is a 5% chance of the dark blue armor star, which basically provides 66% more armor, but they move 50% slower. And then obviously these are the boss ones, same thing, except the bosses have slightly different one, like reflect, shield, summon, elemental damage, and rage, and twin. And then the radius in which those things are affected. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that is creature level and loot control, as well as all the other mods that we'll be using through this playthrough. Now, like I said before, and I think I've said it before, if I didn't, I apologize. There will be 2 separate Valheim playthroughs on this channel going pretty much simultaneously, depending on when the next update is, because there's supposed to be a update where they add in an actual difficulty modifier to the game, to the base game, so you can actually change the difficulty of the world, you know, how hard the creatures are, how often they spawn, how often raids happen, how big the raids are, you know, how much skill points you gain or lose depending on your performance, what you do when you die, all this kind of stuff. They're supposed to be adding in their own built-in modifier for the worlds, and I want to play with that, but on a vanilla playthrough. So I'm using the Thunderstone mod manager, so I can load the game up either with mods on or mods off without having to go into the game files and remove them manually. Sorry, my dog just yelped behind me. I was just like, what was that? Probably scratching his ear again. All right, but anyways, that's here nor there. So hopefully you guys got to see a little bit of what we're going to be doing here. Again, this is just an intro episode into my modded playthrough. I will put a description down below of all the mods, where you can find them in Thunderstone. It's not Nexus. Now, obviously, you can find most of these mods on Nexus as well, so if you prefer to go there, there should be a link on the Thunderstone mod. When you click on the mod down below, there should be a link in the description for that mod that takes you to Nexus as well, if there is a counterpart to it. Most of these mods are up to date by the actual mod authors on both sites. So sometimes there's a little bit of a delay between the two of them, but for the most part, they're both up to date. But anyways, guys, thanks as for always. If you did manage to watch this entire intro episode, and I do appreciate that, if you could just leave a comment down below, you know, saying that you watched it or something, or just do a thumbs up letting me know that you watched it. I greatly appreciate it, because that lets me know that people actually do watch these and that I should keep doing them. Because if people don't watch them or don't care for them, I'm just not going to do them. But I still like to do it, so maybe I will. Because at the end of the day, I care what you guys think, but at the same time, I don't. it's a slight joke. But anyways. All right, guys. But anyways, guys, thanks as always, and I will see you guys in Valheim, Valhalla, in episode 1 here shortly. Or maybe it's already out. I don't know. We'll have to see. Take care, guys, and see you soon.